Good evening, my friends. I hope y'all are doing well. I am feeling much better, as y'all can probably tell. I was sick for like almost a week, and then I was given prednisone by the nursing practitioner over at urgent care over there across the street from Kootenai, and then also some nasal spray. So I feel like a million times better. You know what I mean? But it also makes me want to go and get a flu shot, like, every year, and maybe Morgan too. I don't know. It's just one of those things, because I remember my grown kids, when they were in elementary school, they didn't really get that sick. And I think it's because I kept getting them flu shots. But that was also pre-COVID back then, so, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, okay, so where I had left off, I was telling you guys about my transition from that house of Naomi, Ruth, and Boaz to the house of the woman in Spanaway who was squatting in her deceased father's house and was claiming that she had a mortgage she was paying, and yet none of the money I was giving her every month was going to the mortgage at all. As it turns out, she was squatting in that house. And it's one of those triggering things, because my brother is doing the same thing in my deceased mom's house, our childhood house over in East Tacoma. He's still squatting there and is actually so messed up in the head that he's telling everybody that we said it was okay, and we never said that it was okay for him to stay there. You know what I mean? And then I be getting to thinking about how he called the cops on me that one time, Tacoma PD, and it's like he had no legal right to call anybody on me since I'm part owner of that house. And the fact that he would lie to them or whatever it was he told them, I don't know. Like I said, if you're a black man and you're going to call Tacoma police on your sister who's also black, you're deeply deranged. Anybody with any sense at all, and especially people who are, minorities or have had any affiliation or dealings with the Tacoma Police Department, a lot of them are deeply racist. I mean, look at that situation with Ed Troyer. How he was actually stalking that black dude who was like, a paper delivery guy, and he's going to sit there and be calling this dude a criminal. But yeah, so it's just stuff like that that's just very triggering, and it's hard for me to, like I said, it's hard for me to tell you guys my story, but I have to do it, because if I don't do it, I'm not going to get over it. And I need to be able to show everybody that getting over being screwed over by people, or, getting over bad decisions you've made in your life that have ruined things, it is possible. You just got to work on it and work on it and work on it, not give up, and pray a lot. And that's what I've been doing. It is freaking hard to try to let stuff go. And I feel like I left some stuff out. Because, okay, so like I said, I was living in the house, in Spanaway with the bald, heavy-set black lady that was addicted to crack and alcohol. Dude, there's a bunch of pieces I missed of that story, like, her being the kind of person, like I said, she's very verbally abusive because she knew nobody had my back and knew that my biggest fear was to be back on the streets. And this time with a child. Like I said, whenever the money would run out that she was ripping me off for, she'd get crazy on me. And, what was I going to say? Yeah, it was just, not good, and she was calling me deceitful or whatever, which is really weird. You got to watch out for people. When they're calling you names, what they're calling you is what they are. And that's what was going on. She was selling her narcotic pills so she could get money to buy fake hair and to do this and to do that, and who knows what else that woman was into, but it wasn't anything good. She reminds me almost of that guy. If any of you have seen the Shawshank Redemption with Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, oh my gosh, I almost forgot the dude's name. She was kind of like that dude. Wasn't he the warden or whatever? The guy, the superintendent or whatever. The guy with the glasses, the Christian dude. He was the one that was running the prison and doing a bunch of dirty, shady stuff behind everybody's back, right? That's what she was like. Except she was a short, black, female, uneducated version of that guy in that movie. Yeah, not even playing. It's just crazy, dude. And then, I had actually told the Better Business Bureau, I actually lodged a formal complaint to them about, the lady that was running the other house, the house of Naomi, Ruth, and Boaz, right? So she got upset and decided to bribe me to take down my complaint by coming over to the house with diapers and wipes for Morgan and $100 cash, because she had cheated me out of $100 when I was living there, right? And then to add insult to injury, she gets there and then gonna hold the money up. And then you got the woman who was, I was living with, gonna take $80 of the 100 that was my money, gonna take $80 and talking crazy about, oh, this is for the house. I mean, I've never seen anybody who drools over money that much. I mean, that woman, she's crazy talking about, oh, you take your little bit of money and you can leave. Because like I said, she was always threatening me and Morgan that she was going to kick us out. But she's the kind of person, the only thing that impresses her is lots and lots and lots of money. You know what I mean? It's just, I could just go on, but I don't want to, because it's just going to irritate me to keep rehashing the past. But I'm just trying to make a point about, the situations I was in at the time and how I was able to rise above that. And yeah, I mean, she also went as far as to, like, steal my clothes and hide my clothes. Because, back then I didn't care. I was still dressing kind of sexy, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't completely in recovery. And I mean, you could be in recovery and dress sexy or whatever, but that's what I choose to not do. I choose to dress like, a casual, normal person who doesn't like showing off their body, because I don't. But back then I didn't care, right? And she's like, oh, I see how those guys look at you at the church, because she was making me go to the church with her every Sunday and using my money in the collection plate, talking about if she gives God money, he's going to give her a bunch of money. It's that prosperity crap that you hear of these fraudulent televangelists spewing out and manipulating people with in order for them to become rich. So yeah, she's dumping my money in the collection plate, but I guess it bothered her how some of the men were looking at me, so she hid all my nice clothes, like my stretch pants and stuff. They disappeared for a long time, up until I ended up moving out, and then I got the stuff back. Okay, I think that's all I needed to say about that whole situation. Okay, so, like I said, after that happened, was in my friend's, at her house for 4 months, ended up doing the Isabella House thing, graduated after 6 months, and while I was in inpatient treatment in Spokane, I had heard about UGM, although I didn't know very much, So, people that were telling me, oh, hey, well, there's this program in Spokane where if you do this or if you do that or if you're low income, you'll get a free car, right? And that was UGM, right? And they didn't even know what they were talking about. Gave me the wrong information. Long story short, I found out about the Life Recovery Program, which is what UGM runs. They have one for men at Trent Avenue or Trent Street over in Spokane. They have the Crisis Shelter for Women and Children. That's also in Spokane. They have Anna Ogden Hall, which is where the women who are participating in the Life Recovery Program are participating in it and that's in Spokane. And then you have over here, it's the Center for Women and Children here in Coeur d'Alene. That's another Life Recovery Program for women or women who have children or whatever, right? So after I was done at Isabella House, I went over to the Crisis Shelter in order to start something called First Steps. That's the beginning of the Life Recovery Program. You're in that for 2 months, and then you graduate. You go to your first phase, and you'll either be at Anna Ogden Hall or you'll be at CWC here in Coeur d'Alene. So the first 2 months I was at the Crisis Shelter, participating in First Steps with the other ladies. I was told that it might not have been really a possibility that I would be able to go to Anna Ogden Hall because they did not have the staff that they needed in terms of childcare. There wasn't enough people to watch the kids. So I was thinking, dang, maybe they'll find somebody before it's time for me to, do what I got to do. And long story short, no, it never happened. I was at the Crisis Shelter from November 2019 all the way to January 2020. January 2020 is when Morgan and I graduated to first phase of the program. So we ended up getting shipped from Spokane here to Coeur d'Alene. Now the Life Recovery Program, there's 5 phases. Well, technically 6 if you want to count First Steps. But you have phase 1, which lasts a couple months. You got phase 2, a couple months, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. It would take too long for me to explain everything to y'all. But I will, do the best I can in another video, in a later video. And like I said before, I know people who could definitely benefit from this program. However, it's one of those things that you can only do it if you want to do it. If you want to make a change, if you want to get off drugs, if you want to do better, if you want to find housing, if you want to rebuild your life, this is the program for you. But if you're not ready, if you still want to keep on using drugs and running the streets and doing this and doing that, of course it's not going to work. So it probably would be best for you not even to try. Now, there's so many people I know of that could benefit from this program, but I'm not going to try to ask them to do it. It's something you need to be able to do on your own. Now, if there's anybody out there that has any questions about it, perhaps I can, answer those questions or point you in the right direction if it's something that you want to do. But like I said, if it's you're not in 100%, it will not work. And I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this program does work. People, just human beings in general, have an amazing potential for greatness. Amazing potential. But you have to want to do it. And that's something I'm still dealing with right now. I'm taking itty bitty baby steps, backsliding, taking more baby steps, backsliding. And it's irritating though too. I'm 44. I'll be 45 August 5th. And I still feel like a teenager sometimes because I'm still having issues with mental and emotional maturity, if that makes any sense. I'm still a little bit immature. I have an issue with patience. I have an issue with, I don't know, just a lot of stuff, but I'm working on it, and I'm not afraid to be like, hey, I got issues I'm still working on. And a lot of people have blind spots, and I know I do too, but I also know I'm not perfect. I like to say, hey, I'm perfectly imperfect. And I get that. Nobody's perfect. That's why I try to do the best I can each and every day and try to keep myself from going around judging other people. Nobody on this planet is perfect. Nobody has a right to judge anybody. I don't care if you're rich like Bill Gates. Makes you no better than anybody else, and you have no right to be acting like you are and treating people like they're less than you because you have money. What's funny is how, when we die, we're not taking any of that with us. What really matters is what's in here. How you treat people, how you treat yourself, how you treat this planet. Dead serious. Okay, I think I'll get off my soapbox now, and I have to go, friends, because I'm tired and I want to chill and maybe watch Captain Marvel. I don't know, we'll see. Haven't really been into watching movies like, to completion. I got through half of Black Adam and it's like, nah, I'm good. I think I watched the first half hour of Captain Marvel, then I shut it off. But I really want to watch it again. So, me, I love my sci-fi and my Marvel movies and all that good stuff. Alright, gotta go. Love you guys. God bless y'all. Don't ever give up. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And please subscribe to my channel. My goal is to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. Do you think I can do it? I hope so. Love y'all. Peace.